It's a pleasure to welcome you to this video. We're delighted to have you here today as we come together to discuss when the spirit burns bright, the temptation in the lust time of the chosen. Your presence makes this gathering all the more meaningful, and we are excited to share this experience with you. An individual with a pronounced spiritual calling often possesses a keen sense of the spiritual realm. This sensitivity is a double-edged sword. It draws the person into deeper communion with the divine while simultaneously exposing them to darker influences. Lust is not merely a physical or psychological phenomenon, it is also spiritual. When one is attuned to subtle shifts, temptations can take on an intensified presence. The nature of spiritual sensitivity involves an increased awareness of what is unseen. Those who cultivate prayer, meditation, or a lifestyle of worship and service often become more conscious of the divine prompting in their lives. They may sense the presence of the Spirit, more conscious of the divine prompting in their lives. They sense the presence of the Spirit more vividly. Interpret events through a sacred lens or experience an intuitive knowledge about others' needs. This openness, while invaluable, can also make them more cognizant of thoughts or energies that are not from the divine. The pull of lust sometimes thrives in the liminal spaces where spiritual sensitivity meets human desire. Such individuals may notice not only their own longings more deeply but also the pressures and temptations swirling in the environment around them. In a way, they become like sensitive antennas picking up signals both holy and unholy. This is why a seemingly random thought, or a fleeting moment of attraction can erupt into a powerful temptation for the spiritual aware. The spiritual realm can capitalize on small cues, magnifying them in the enemy's strategy. The idea of a spiritual adversary is well documented in many faith traditions. One letter in sacred scriptures encourages believers to remember that they do not battle merely against flesh and blood but against cosmic or spiritual forces that oppose divine purposes. For those set apart for greater impact, these unseen forces may concentrate attacks where vulnerability can be exploited. Lust is a perfect tool for this purpose. It can distract a person from prayer, undermine self-esteem, introduce shame, and disrupt the sense of connection with a divine message or mission becomes a high-value target. By luring such an individual into lust, the adversary accomplishes multiple objectives. It tarnishes spiritual testimony, creates inner turmoil that stifles ministry, and sows seeds of self-doubt. The severity of the battle correlates with the individual's potential influence. The more people someone is destined to impact, the more relentless the spiritual pushback may become. Lust, given its intimate nature, can be a uniquely forceful weapon in this arsenal. 2. Emotional and psychological dimensions. Though lust has spiritual dimensions, it also intersects deeply with emotions and psychology. Heightened spiritual sensibility often goes hand in hand with heightened emotional sensibility. The chosen ones might feel others' pain intensely. This can be a gift for compassionate ministry, however, emotional currents more acutely. When those currents mix with unprocessed experiences, such as repressed desires or deep-seated insecurities, lust can latch onto these vulnerabilities. Additionally, the shame cycle can be particularly devastating for the spiritually attuned. The moment they fail or even entertain a lustful thought, they might feel they have betrayed the divine presence they cherish. This can lead to self-condemnation, a sense of unworthiness, and a reluctance to draw near to the divine source of their calling. The rift thus created can widen or not be addressed, driving them further into isolation and deeper into the temptation cycle. Finally, internal transformation remains vital, which involves addressing emotional triggers, past traumas, and unhealthy mindsets that make me susceptible to lust's pull. 3. Practices of resistance. Despite the challenges, there is hope, recognizing that heightened spiritual sensibility can amplify both divine communion and temptation helps the chosen ones prepare. They can adopt regular spiritual disciplines, prayer, meditation, and study of sacred texts. To maintain a strong connection to the divine, these disciplines act like a training regimen for the soul, by calibrating their spiritual antenna to the frequencies of grace and truth. They reduce the intensity of darker broadcasts. Accountability is another powerful tool. Though spiritual sensibility is often a solitary experience, individuals need communal or mentorship relationships to stay balanced. Honest confessions and shared strategies can dispel the shame that thrives in isolation. When the spiritual battle intensifies, a supportive community can offer prayer counsel, and unwavering transformation remains vital. This involves addressing emotional triggers, past traumas, and unhealthy mindsets that make one susceptible to lust's pull. Integrating spiritual sensitivity with emotional healing can close the gaps where temptation sneaks in over time. What was once a profound vulnerability can become a place of personal growth and expanded empathy for others in similar battles. In sum, heightened spiritual sensibility is a remarkable gift that enriches prayer, discernment, and worship. Yet it also exposes chosen ones to intensified temptations, with lust often at the forefront. By understanding the nature of this heightened perception and implementing consistent spiritual, emotional, and communal practices, those set apart can turn this vulnerability into a catalyst for deeper dependence on divine grace. The very sensibility that once made them targets can become a sanctuary of transformation. Thank you for watching. Let's have discussions together in the comment about this topic.